moments like this. We need to talk about One Magic Christmas and that absolute shit show of a movie you made me watch. Because what was this, a month ago? But it was before we started this podcast. You're like, dude, this crazy movie, you gotta watch it. It's so wild. It's called One Magic Christmas. It's set in, it's a movie in the 80s, and, it was made in the 80s, but I think it was set in the 70s, I believe.
Something like that, yeah. I'm glad you made that very clear. I did not tell you it was a good movie.
No, you did not say it was a good movie. Yeah. This movie, what the fuck, is all I'm going to say. It's on Disney Plus. If you've got an hour and a half that you want to just absolutely have your mind just, I don't even know what it's not mind blowing, it's mind
shattering.
It's something. This goddamn movie. Okay, so it does start out like your typical Christmas movie. You got the family walking in the mall, and the daughter's talking about Santa, and Mary Steenburgen's character, she can tell she's already the grouch of the family, and she's like, we're only here to pick up socks and underwear, that's it. And we're not gonna look for anything else. So we're not getting our picture taken with Santa, blah, blah, blah. So it just turns into that. Okay, she's a crab ass because she's got to work, and the husband, who's a fucking bum, he got fired from Continental Radio. Yeah. He got fired from there. So instead of looking around for another job, he decides he's going to go down in the basement and make bikes for people and not even try to, I don't know, did he even try to collect unemployment? It sounded like he was just going to just sit around and be a bum while she's working at the grocery store. This man's making
bicycles for people.
Yeah, he's making, because Molly McGrath or Molly Monahan, the poor bitch down the road, that they don't have enough money, so he's going to make her a bike. So then she's grumpy about him not doing anything. And they live in a house that was owned by the radio place.
Yeah, something like that.
And they're getting booted out.
Right.
Yeah. So then, I guess it starts with Harry Dean Stanton's character, Gideon, up on a tree playing a harmonica like a freaking weirdo. I don't understand why he had to be up on a goddamn tree playing a harmonica.
He's a guardian angel? Is that what he is?
Yeah, he is a guardian angel. But why are you playing a harmonica up on a tree? I don't know. That part, that wasn't weird, but it was weird. So I didn't even write any notes because my mind was just so twisted on this. So then, trying to think of what else. He's fired. She's working at the grocery store. The manager at the grocery store is a real dick. He won't even let her take a break without, grilling at her. And what was it? He was yelling at her because she was too slow in the line. She wasn't doing the line quick enough. And then where we go from here. So then the girl wants to write a letter to Santa. And Mary Steenburgen's like, I'm not going to, we got to mail it. And Mary Steenburgen's like, no, we're not mailing no letter to Santa. She probably said something about she can't even afford stamps or something. So then this girl goes out to the mailbox, and then here comes, and that, mind you, he's dressed like 1800s cowboy, because that's what he was, because she asked who he was, and then he just said his name was Gideon, and then he said something about being an angel, because he saved a kid from a drowning river, and he didn't make it, but the kid made it. So now he gets to, walk around and do this shit. So then this girl's like, well, I want to send this letter to Santa. So she puts it in the box, but then he fishes it back out. And then this is where it starts getting really freaking weird, because he's like, well, we can help you, but things are going to happen. Things are going to happen, and you're just going to have to roll with it, okay? And then she's like, oh, yeah, okay. So then cut to, what is it? It's obvious. I think it's Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So it all starts with was it? The husband and wife were arguing about he had to go to the bank because he needed to get money out. And she was going to the grocery store to work. So the husband and the kids pull into the bank. Oh, and they block a guy. Because a guy's trying to get money to get, because then they cut to this guy at a gas station. And he's like, oh, I'll sell you my gas stove or whatever, or gas griddle, whatever. What the hell was it? A hot stove.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to sell his car to the Texaco worker, and the guy's like, well, your car's a piece of shit. I ain't buying that. And he's like, well, how about this for like $50? No, I'm not going to do that either. So then instantly you know, okay, well, this guy's going to do something really shady. So that guy pulls into the bank. Cut to the father and the kids. Well, the father, like an asshole, just parks in the middle of the street, blocks all these cars. He's like, oh, I'm going to go to the bank. I'll be right back. Well, you dumbass, you parked right in the middle of the road. That's a dick move right there. Find a frickin' parking spot. So he goes in. So then the daughter, she looks over and she's like, well, I'm going to go visit mom. Well, and then the kid's like, the brother, who is an absolute worthless brother. He's just, oh, you need to stay here. And he just lets her leave. So then what? She goes over to the grocery store and she talks to the mother. And I don't remember, why does she get mad that he's at the bank? Because didn't she tell him he needed to go to the bank?
I don't know. Wasn't he trying to take out money for like the bikes or something and they didn't have it?
Yeah, they only had like $5,000 to their name. And he wanted to start a bike shop. She said no. But I feel like in that morning she said something about you have to go to the bank. I can't remember. But anyway, this is where, because then she's like, well, what are you doing here? And she's like, well, Dad's at the bank. And then whatever her name is, Mary Steenburgen's like, oh, that asshole. You know, she's like, come on. And then the manager's like, you can't leave or you're going to get fired. And she's like, well, I don't care. Then he's like, all right, you're fired. So here we go. This is when the shit gets really crazy. So now she's fired from her job. So then she's going over to the bank. And at the bank, the dude that couldn't get the money for his gas stove was robbing the bank. So then the husband is like, he's like standing there and, you know, oh, and he was going to take a hostage. And the guy's like, dude, just go. Like, nobody gives a shit. You don't have to keep a hostage. Just go. Well, then he ends up shooting him. See, he shoots the husband. As soon as Mary Steenburgen walks in, she sees her husband get shot. So we're in the matter of like 30 seconds, she gets fired from her job. Her husband gets shot. The guy takes off. Well, he gets in their car with the kids and then he leaves. So okay, like in 45 seconds, fired from her job, husband gets shot, and the guy just kidnaps her kids. So then she's like, it was just so weird because she was just like, he killed my husband. And then they're like, Grace, the guy just stole your car with your kids in it. And she's like, oh. And then she just goes and then she starts chasing after him. And then they end up in this high-speed chase, and then the car breaks down, and then their fucking car, the guy that's in the car with the kids, he's like, oh, don't worry, kids, I'm not gonna hurt you. We're just gonna go somewhere or something. Well, then he drives off the fucking bridge into the river. So Mary Steenburgen now has a dead husband, and now her kids are dead. All in the spirit of Christmas. This is just to get her to believe in frickin' Christmas. So I have to get something to drink. So you stop me. Yeah. You correct me if whatever I've gotten wrong so far.
No, what I want to do is I want to read to the listeners your stream of consciousness that you texted me the next morning, because it's my favorite thing in the world. So Saturday morning, 9:02 a.m. I wake up to a message. This is after Mitch watches Gremlins and doesn't enjoy it. Okay,
stupid. Gremlins is dumb.
So I the last message I said was something about Gremlins. I said it's very rewarding. Yada yada yada. I love that movie. Anyway, I wake up Saturday morning and I get a text from Mitch that says, I was wide awake at 2 a.m. last night with nothing on. So I decided to hop on Disney Plus and watch a certain Christmas movie from 1985. And I said, and? Because the next time you recommend to me a movie to me, I'm not watching it. He goes, first it was Turkey Hollow, now this fucked up movie. I said, I told you it was fucked up. That's why I wanted you to watch it. How it earned that title, One Magic Christmas, is beyond me. He goes, what a fucked up way to get someone into the Christmas spirit. He goes, hey, let's kill your husband, kidnap your kids, and plummet your car into an icy river to get you to love Santa. He goes, I was fine until 50 minutes into the movie. Then I audibly said, what the fuck, about 30 times.
Yeah. I wish I would have had a video of my face, because it was just, I had a headache because my head was, my forehead was scowled. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, are they really doing this? Like, they're killing like this woman's family in the name of Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean,
then he says, oh yeah, I thought it was a somewhat decent family flick. Then when the bank robber shot the dude, stole the car and the kids, holy hell. And Abby, or whatever her name is, was constantly breaking out of the house and leaving the car to get her mother fired.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
This girl, I mean, okay, so somehow Gideon saves the kids, pulls them out of the river or whatever. Mary Steenburgen has no emotions at all. Like, the only time I guess when she went home, she was crying. But then that night, she's just kind of just like sitting at her house. I guess it's shock or whatever. So then the kids come home. And then the kid takes off again because Gideon told her earlier, well, when all this shit goes down, whatever goes down, Christmas Eve, you got to meet me at the tree with the angel on it. So no sooner did this family get home, these kids literally just got home from being in an icy river and saved from a whatever. The fucking daughter takes off again and nobody knows. Like, this house is not that big. And this kid is just leaves. And the brother's like, he waits, I don't know, he must wait like 20 minutes after the kid leaves, after his sister leaves. And he's like, oh, hey mom, Abby just took off again. It's like, Jesus Christ. It's like, just let the fucking kid just go. Who cares? So then, of course, now they got to go find the kid. Well, when Abby met Gideon at the tree, he teleported her up to the North Pole. And that's when it gets even more freaking weird. Because then now she's talking to, because Gideon can't get in, he's not allowed in Santa's house, apparently. So then she goes into Santa's house, who he looks like, it's like, I don't know, meth addict Santa.
He's like the oldest Santa I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, the bushy, he was like more gray than white. He was just freaking weird. So then, I'm starting to blank here. Okay, so then she gets into there, and she's like, well, I need you to bring my father from the dead. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, but here's something I can do. So then he walks her through the shop, and here's the other thing that's messed up. So when he's walking through the shop, he's talking in all these different languages to all these people. Well, in this particular movie, they're not elves. They're all dead people. Those are his workers.
Oh yeah.
Because she's like, oh, that guy looks familiar. He was our old janitor, and then he died. He's like, yeah, now he's up here working for me. What? I just, and then the part that you said, 3 different times, in no reason, she kept saying, my brother's never gonna believe this. She said that 3 times.
Yeah.
And it was in the same tone of voice. It was just like she said it once and then they edited it. In like 2 other times that made no sense why she said it at that particular time.
Yeah, it's really weird. They just put the same inflection on. It's very strange.
Yeah. So then he goes up, then he finds an old letter when whatever was her name was, Claire Hanks or whatever her maiden name was. So Santa climbs this ladder, finds an old letter that that her mother sent when she was a kid. And he's like, you give this to your mother and then she'll have the spirit of Christmas or some shit. So then she comes back home And when she comes back, does she end up going back into the house? I don't remember. And then then what's her face? The mother finds the letter. So then she's like, oh, look at this. You know, how did she get this? This is crazy. So then she goes back to the mailbox and she's going to put the letter that Abby, was that the daughter's name? I think it was Abby. We'll call her Abby.
It's Abby.
And she puts it in the mailbox and there's fucking Gideon standing there. And then she's like, I don't even remember because by this time I'm saying what the fuck about, I'm at like the 70th time. And then all of a sudden, all the Christmas lights come on. And then here comes the husband walking down the road. So she comes running after him and she's like, oh my God, I love you and I miss you. And he's like, well, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I was just going for a walk. So then here they were able to transport time or some shit. I don't know. I feel like I have explained it enough that nobody needs to watch this or go through this absolute weird ass movie that I just had to witness. But if you want to watch it, go for it.
Mitch's Magic Christmas, everybody.
Oh my God. I mean, it was just one thing. It's like, okay, yeah, have your mother learn the spirit of Christmas, but don't kill the whole goddamn family.
Yeah, that's
like
wild.
Why does murder and kidnapping have to be involved? I remember, what was it? There was a grandfather that showed up. I think I missed that. I forgot to talk about that part or something. Because weren't they at the grandparent? I think that was at the end of the movie. They were up in the attic and they could hear Santa walking on the roof. And then Mary Steenburgen finds him. He's downstairs. You know, Santa's down there and he winks at her or something. And I don't remember. It was weird. Just a weird ass movie.
Oh man. You know what? I think I'm gonna make this a separate episode.
Might have to.
Mitch's Magic Christmas.
Wow. It was something. Just I don't know. I don't even want to tell people to watch it. You don't watch it. I mean, it was.
I just think it's so wild that like they're like, let's make this movie and we're gonna call it One Magic Christmas. Like,
yeah.
I don't even know. Alternate titles for the movie should have just been like the worst Christmas ever.
Yeah.
And like every Christmas they've ever had after that's just been completely normal and fine.
Yeah.
Magical and everything.
Yeah. Like, can you imagine being like, hey, you remember the year that I hated Christmas and we ended up murdering, like, Dad got shot in the face and we got kidnapped by this dude and we plummeted to our death in an icy river. Remember that? Good times.
What about after the fact when the dad was still alive and they're at the end of the movie? And what do you think that conversation was like?
Okay.
When all of a sudden he's like, all of a sudden his wife is like, I just love Christmas. I'm so happy. Like, it's my favorite holiday ever now. Like,
yeah, and like literally this guy's like, all right. Because I guess that was the thing. When they were going for a walk and they were talking about she was talking about how much Christmas blows and he wants to open up the bicycle shop and she's telling him no. And she's got to do all the stuff to get rid of the house. And then that's when all the Christmas lights go out. Because I think that's the first time she talks to Gideon.
Yeah.
And then so all the lights go out. So then that right there should have been like that. What do you call it? Not symbolism, but like whatever I don't know what the theatrical term is, but you figure that must be the time that time stands still. And then this is when this is her learning moment.
Yeah.
So then this poor guy's walking around the block. She leaves him saying how much Christmas blows. And somehow he rounds the corner and she's coming and hugging him and telling him how much she loves Christmas. It's like, what the hell's wrong with you, woman? Like, literally 2 minutes ago, you hated everything about Christmas. And you weren't even gonna let me do this bike shop. Now, end of movie, she's giving him the money to open up the bike shop.
Yeah, and this dude's just mind blown. He's like, what?
Like, what the hell? Like, How'd you get so happy all of a sudden? Oh my God.
It's like I found some weed in the mailbox.
Yeah.
Had
It's
a
like,
couple of shots.
Who's that weird dude you're talking to playing the harmonica walking down the street?
Oh man, that's so funny.
Yeah. So
Your stream of consciousness about this movie is just absolutely astounding.
Yeah. And Gremlins blows. I fell asleep a couple different times.
Oh, I never expected you to totally love it, but I'm kind of disappointed that you don't.
And what the hell? That poor girl's father died in the chimney?
Yeah. Yep.
It's like, what the fuck? It's like, oh, I tried to start a fire, and I got this awful smell, so we thought it was maybe a raccoon. Nope, it was my dad. What the hell is wrong with people? Like,
Merry Christmas! We're getting attacked by little monsters.
yeah.
I don't know.
my
I just
God.
love how that lady gets what's coming to her.
Oh my God, yes. That was easily the best part of the movie right there.
Just smashed right out of her freaking house.
Oh my God.
All right, well that's going to conclude it for Mitch's Magic Christmas. Stay tuned for
Yeah.
stay tuned for the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation episode.
Yeah.